Hello, and good morning to you. My name is Ray Luna, and welcome to Waking Up with Depeche Mode. This is my little morning channel where I warm up my fingers. I record piano tutorials here on YouTube as well as Twitch, and then I broadcast live to Facebook for my family and friends. As you can see in the background today, I'm going to try to switch some stuff out. Let me see if I can show you my Atari 2600 scene here. Now, if I change the input on my Elgato, I should be able to get you the feed from Miss Pac-Man. Yes. Okay, so we might add a little retro gaming later in the show here. We're going to do Atari's from the Atari 2600, Miss Pac-Man, right? This is my original Atari, and it still works. It's a heavy sixer for those of you who know anything about the collecting vintage video game consoles. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. So, okay, so we'll have a little Miss Pac-Man from 1982, maybe later in the show. Okay, so that's my little scene over there. Let's get back to our live lesson. Okay, so today's show is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do what are called parts and pieces. These are some of the songs I've been working on in the background. Oops, let me switch this back. My little Elgato. For those of you who are curious how I get all these things fed in, I use the Elgato. It's like a HDMI input that goes in the back of the computer. It's got four HDMI inputs, but I added a switcher on there, so now it like doubles it. Anyway, okay, nerd talk. Okay, so let's get back to the scene. Oh wait, what am I doing here? Oh, I think I need to change. No, that's not right. Hold on, let me get the scene going back. There it is. Okay, that's the one we're looking for. Okay, so let's get back into what we're doing is parts and pieces. These are songs that I've been working on in the background, and I just don't have the arrangement ready. In other words, I can't maybe get the hands together yet, but they're definitely in the hopper as far as like songs that I practice in the background. So one of them is from the 1980, well, it's from the 1985 Catching Up with Depeche Mode album originally. It was Fly on the Windscreen is what we're looking at. And they also added as part of, it was on the Black Celebration album from 1986. But the original version I remember hearing was on the Catching Up with Depeche Mode album. It was also known as the singles 81 to 85 in, I think, Europe and around the world. Anyway, okay, so this is Fly on the Windscreen. Right, we're in the key of E minor. Got a little E minor there, okay? So now here's what the dilemma is. The reason why I don't have a tutorial yet is because you have to put the bass line together. So you got that one melody in the right hand. Right? Right? Then you got... Right? Now that's one melody, but you have this bass line that you got to learn. And the bass line goes like this. Then it jumps up to the F sharp. Right? So you got to learn that. And you have to have that bass line down with this little lick here. Right, that one, but you also have to have it down for this little lick. It goes, I believe it goes like this. Sorry. Right, then back to the bass line. Right, then death is everywhere, right? So when it gets to the chorus, you're still doing that bass line, but you're going to be playing that. Right, there are flies on the windscreen for a start, right? So that is the reason why this, unfortunately, this song at the moment remains what I call parts and pieces. So today we're taking a look at some parts and pieces. For those of you who want to program the bass line into the computer, into Logic, into one, whatever your little digital workstation is, then you'll be well on your way to playing this, actually. So go ahead and program this in. Then get to the F sharp. Right? So then you got that. Now you got this next one. So you got right then. Right? Now you got this part. This is for the chorus. The come here, kiss me now. Come here, kiss me now. Right? So that part's beautiful. Let's go ahead. We start with the E minor. Looks like an A flat here. Right, a little tritone there. Let's do it again. Come here, kiss me now. Come here, kiss me now. Right? So that's the parts I need to get together in order to finish and get a final arrangement. So the way it works out is when I hear a song that I'm inspired to learn, right? So let's say, like, for instance, Fly on the Windscreen. First thing I do, let me show you my screen. First thing I do is I look up the key signature, right? So let me pull up these are all the songs I looked up today that we're going to work on today on the show here. But for instance, I go here, Fly on the Windscreen, key signature. Right, so then I get the key signature down, okay? Then I usually go to the chords of the song, and I will look that up next. Then I go to the chords, and I go Fly on the Windscreen chords. Then I check them out to see if they're kind of in the right key. And then from there, I start kind of learning the song, if that makes sense, right? So I kind of walk through it like, right, death is everywhere, right? So it's kind of repetitive, right? It looks like it's an E minor all the way down almost. So you got to make it more interesting, right? Right, so death is everywhere. Rough flies on the windscreen. Then it goes down to... Right, so you kind of like work through the chords first of the song. Then, once I work through the chords of the song, then I go usually to YouTube or something or Spotify, and I listen to the song over and over. I try to find live versions of the song, and then different versions of the song, so I can kind of get a feel for like some of the melodies that are hidden within the song. Once I have that down, then I start breaking down, let's say, the bass line. I start with the left hand usually, and like, okay, and Fly on the Windscreen, the bass line goes like this. Oops. Then up to the F sharp. Right? So I get that part down. Then I listen for any right hand melodies like this one. right? Then you have this one. Come here, kiss me now, then. Right, so then what I do usually is I put together some sort of a arrangement so you can sing it and play it, right? That's what I work on in the background. So until I get all of that together along with the vocals, it's going to remain kind of parts and pieces. So for those of you who are interested, I will get to a tutorial on it. We're working on these in the background. So that's what we're doing today. I'm showing you some songs we're working on in the background. So one of them was Fly on the Windscreen. So let me go ahead and close that. And we're going to move forward now. The next one is from Violator now. We're going to move into World in My Eyes. Let me get the key signature down. Where are you? World in My Eyes. Walking in My Shoes, My Favorite Stranger. World in My Eyes is in the key of B flat minor. So we're going to set chordy to D flats. And I'm going to show you. Here we go, D flat it says. Okay, so here we go. This is World in My Eyes. Let me just kind of walk you through the chords. Okay, so the first thing I do is I look up the key signature. I get that. I dial in chordy to make sure. So we're starting with a D sharp minor, okay? So here's D sharp major. Here's D sharp minor. So they're calling, okay, E flat in this key. Okay, so... Okay, so let me go ahead. Let me actually. Where is this? World in My Eyes. Let me get a different set of chords here. I don't know why it's in this key. It's showing me like what I'm reading is D sharp minor, but it's calling it E flat in this key. So I don't want to confuse everybody here. So I'm going to keep referring to it as the wrong one if I don't watch myself. So then it should be going to. They're calling it A flat. Yeah. So this is It's like in the wrong key. So this is probably the other reason why I have not done this on the show in a minute. Let me just make sure. Let me get the key correct on this song because I don't want to mess this up. This is probably why I have not done this on the show in a minute. World in My Eyes, chords. Let me see if maybe this one is a little different. No, it looks like E minor. I don't know if they're going to have it in the right key. That might be why I haven't done this. Let me go here. Depeche Mode. My apologies, everyone. I just want to make sure I get this right. If I'm going to do it right, I got to do it in the right key. So let me see. No, those are just tabs. Okay. So let me show you the version that I know. And then we can go from there. I'll just have to be careful with making sure I don't say the keys wrong here. Where's World in My Eyes? Here we go. World in My Eyes. Okay, let's try it again then. Okay, so we're going to be starting with an E flat minor, okay? So right here. Right, you're going to want to learn to do that in both hands. I'll show you why in a minute, but you got to learn this bass line. Right, so let me go ahead and break that down for you. Let me show you the reason why. So what I'm coming up with is an arrangement for this song because the real song, when you're playing it, if you're playing it live or whether you're playing along with the album, actually just goes like this. Right? So it's something kind of tricky, the syncopation actually, because the bass line's going like this. Right hand is going. Right? Then you put the two hands together. Oh, sorry. right? Now that is actually the verse. Also, that's what they're playing in the background while Dave's singing, the verses. So it's very, very repetitive, and it's kind of hard to keep that up. So what I was doing is playing kind of when the singing starts, was going like this, a little play on that. It was kind of like, so let me take you on a trip around the world and back. Now let your mind do the walking, or let my body do the talking, or let me show you the world in my eyes. Then it goes like this, Sorry. Right? So it's so with the left hand again, it's so. Right? Like that. So not easy. That's why I have not done a tutorial on World in My Eyes yet. So those are the parts and pieces. Once you learn these little licks, right? Sorry. Now all you're doing really is you're doing the E flat to A flat to C flat, which is B major. Also, in this key it's C flat. Okay, so right, so it's sorry. Right? So that's what you're doing. You're just going, and even in the verse, let me take you on a trip around the world and back. And you won't have to move, you just sit still, right? Now let your mind do the walking. Sorry. And let my body do the talking, right? Let me show you the world in my eyes. Take you to the highest mountain. So why not in the left hand, just in the right hand, go like this? So just the same chord changes again. E flat, A flat to C flat. Okay? So that's what I'm working on as far as World in My Eyes goes. Some sort of arrangement so when you're singing it, let your body do the moving. Or let my hands do the soothing, or let me show you the world in my eyes. Right? Something more interesting. So I'm working on an arrangement for World in My Eyes, but the original way to play it would be like this. Right? Which is difficult in itself and challenging. And I recommend anybody learning how to play it. It's just I'm trying to make it more interesting for somebody performing this by themselves. That's all. So I'm coming up with a different arrangement. But yes, as far as the parts and pieces go, learn that. Put it together with the bass line. And that's basically how the song goes. And then also this lick here. Put that together with the bass line. right? And then the other one. Right? And if you can do that, that's how they play it live. That's how it sounds on the album. But like I said, I'm coming up with something a little bit more for the verses and a little bit of a different arrangement. Now, let's get down to the other part of the song here. So you go from there to there. Okay, so now let my body do the moving. And let my hands do the soothing. Well, let me show you the world in my eyes. Then it goes to C minor. So it would be C minor to C flat, then down to A flat minor to, what is this, A sharp, or B flat. Okay, so... Oops, sorry, where's it at? Minor. Nothing. So bum bum ba dum bum bum ba bum. That's all there is. Nothing more than you can feel now. That's all there is. Right? So that is what I'm working on in the background as far as World in My Eyes goes. So I'm kind of giving you a sneak peek as to what's coming up on the channel. That'll be Fly on the Windscreen. This is from this is World in My Eyes from the Violator album, 1990. Now, let's go to another one that we're working on in the background. Sweetest Perfection. That's one I'm working on. But let me show you. You'd be surprised at which one I do not have a final arrangement. And it's one of my most popular on my channel. It's Enjoy the Silence. I still don't have a final arrangement on how to perform that song live, even though I've taught tutorials on it and I show you all the parts and pieces. Right, let's get the key first. Let's go into Enjoy the Silence now. This is also from the Violator album. Right, what a great album that is. If you've not listened to Violator in its entirety, put some headphones on, kick back, and listen to Violator from beginning to end, and you will love it. All right, so let's go. Which one am I doing here? Enjoy the Silence. Where are you? Enjoy the Silence. I know I wrote you down in here. Everything counts. Just can't get enough. Really? I didn't write down Enjoy the Silence? Oh, there it is. Enjoy the Silence in the key of C minor. So let's change chordy to E flat real quick. And I feel like I'm feeding back a little bit. Let me lower the mic down here. Or maybe it's too loud in my ears. I'll bring it back up here. Okay, so let's go to, what did I say? E flat. It's in. Okay, let me just make sure of that. Yeah, it's in C minor. Okay, so here we go. We're starting with, okay, so let me just walk you through the chords. Here's the intro to Enjoy the Silence, right? So that is your intro, okay? In general. This is how I taught it on the channel. Very basic version of Enjoy the Silence, right? Up to the E flat. C minor to E flat. Okay, that's E flat in root. Then you can invert the chord. Okay? So that's C minor to E flat major. But then when you get to the verse, you're going to go from C minor to E flat minor. Right? So, words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world, right? Painful to me, pierce right through me, Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Going back to major now. F minor. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Okay? But it's a very plain way to play the song, right? So we have Enjoy the Silence has so many different melodies going on inside of it. You got your bass line, okay? Let me show you that. So let me show you. It's a single note, believe it or not, but it's arpeggiated and it's also put through a sequencer. Right? And that is how the bass line actually kind of goes. But how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that by yourself? Even if you're a drummer, it's still kind of difficult, right? So the pattern. But during the chorus, that's what they're doing. Let me show you. In the left hand, it's going, words like violence break the silence. I'm crashing into my little world. Painful to me, right? Pierced right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl. Then he goes. Right? So how do you replicate that and play that, right? So even if you're doing, let's say, the verse, like the intro, so it would be. Then, you know, words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world, painful to me, pierce right through me, and you understand, my little girl, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. So, I love that part. Enjoy the silence. That's like the outro. That's the end. I love that little melody, though. Right? That's your F minor there. So it's like this. F minor, A flat, C minor to E flat. Okay? Same as the chorus. F minor, A flat, C minor, right? And you can go to B, but back to the E flat. So on that little lick, it's like this. There's your F minor, A flat, C minor, right? E flat, back to F minor, A flat, C minor, then E flat, right? Then you start over. That's your F minor, okay? So it's same as the chorus. F minor, A, C to E flat, F minor, A flat, C minor, E flat. again, okay? That's how you do it. F minor, A flat, C minor to E flat, F minor, A flat to C minor, then to E flat. Enjoy the silence, right? So that's why I haven't put together an official. It's just getting that bass line. I got to come up with something good for the bass line for the verses, right? So words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my... Oh, and I forgot this melody too. Right, and then getting the hands together, right? Where's it at? So it's... Right, you got to get the left hand, right hand down. So there's a lot. That's the reason why I don't think I've done an official final version of Enjoy the Silence, because there's so many good parts and pieces to it. So anyway, once you get all those little parts and pieces together, then if you could program them into Logic or something, then you can play along with the song. But I'm just a kind of a perfectionist. Words like violence break the silence, come crashing into my little world, painful to me, press right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, and they can only do harm. All right, so that's another one. That's another one I'm still working on in the background. Why not, right? Okay, here we go. This is the one I've been working on all week. And this will probably be the next tutorial. It's going to be the Sweetest Perfection. But I'm just getting it in the right key is the trick. So the correct key is, it's C sharp minor, right? So it should be here. Sweetest perfection. Right? So I got to change that. What is C sharp minor's relative major? And let me just change that real quick. C sharp minor relative major. E major. So let's change the chordy to E major, and now we're good to rock. Okay, so let's take a look at the Sweetest Perfection. I've been working on this one all week. We'll probably end up with this. Seems like the best arrangement that I have come up with, and I like it. I've been working on it all week, and I think this is a good arrangement to teach, because it does sound like the song. I'm going to listen to the song a little bit more this week and see if there's any little licks or anything I need to know. But here we go. The Sweetest Perfection. This is also from Violator. We're doing a lot from the 1990s here today. 1990s Violator. The sweetest perfection to call my own. So slightest correction. Ah, where's that? Couldn't finally hold the sweetest infection of body and mind. Sweetest injection of any kind. I stopped and I stared too much, afraid that I cared too much, and I hardly dared to touch, for fear that the spell may be broken. When I need a drug in me, it brings out that thug in me. I feel something tugging me, then I want the real thing, not tokens. Sweetest perfection to call my own. The slightest correction couldn't finally hold the sweetest infection of body and mind. Sweetest injection of any kind, and things you'd expect to be having effect on me, they pass undetectedly, but everyone knows what has got me. Here we go. Let me get the lyrics to this part. I always screw this part up. Where is it at? Here we go. Pass undetected, but everyone knows what has got me. Down. It takes me completely and touches so sweetly. It reaches so deeply that I know that nothing can stop me. Where's it at? To B minor. To B major. So let me see how it goes. Let me go from B. Okay, let me just get the chords down here. Right, so there it goes. So, sweetest perfection, an offer was made, an assorted collection that I wouldn't trade. The sweetest perfection to call my own. Slightest correction couldn't finally hold. The sweetest infection of body and mind. Sweetest injection of any kind. Right? And that's kind of how it ends. Because it changes key. And I think I might have got that A doesn't sound right, but I'll have to work on that one part. The offer was made, an assorted collection that I wouldn't trade. I guess it's right. Sweetest perfection, call my own. Slightest correction couldn't finally hold. Where's it at? So let's see, and let's get this down here. Sorry, up there. Okay, anyway, that's Sweetest Perfection. That's another one we're working on in the background. Let me close these windows now. Okay, so let me see. What do we have here? Oh, The Chauffeur, Lie to Me. Okay, so let's go to Lie to Me now. Now we're going to go to 1984's. This is the album Some Great Reward. And I believe it's in the key of B minor. So let me just check this. Lie to me is in the key of B minor. So let's change chordy to D major, which is the relative major. So there we go. Okay, so now this is Lie to Me. This is a great song, but again, it remains in parts and pieces until I get all the hands together, right? So let's take a look at it here. So let me take a look at the chords here. So I always start with the chords. Once I know the key signature, then I look up the chords to the song. Just kind of Google it, you'll find them. Right? Come on and lay with me. Come on and lie to me. Tell me you love me. Say I'm the only one. Come on and lay with me. Come on and lie to me. Tell me you love me. Say I'm the only one. Right? Okay, so here's the trick with Lie to Me, though. The reason why I have not done a tutorial, I know most of the parts and pieces. Right, that's one of the melodies. The other one is... Right? Right? So I know all the parts and pieces to it. Like that would be part of your bass line would be. Then you got. Right? Then you have this part. So like during the verse, for instance, they're singing, you know, come on and lay with me. Come on and lie to me. Tell me you love me. Say I'm the only one, right? Come on and lay with me. Lie to me. Tell me you love me. Say I'm the only one. Right? Then it's right, and that's your verse there. So it's experiences have a lasting impression. Words once spoken, right? But how do you play that? So I'm trying, that's what I'm working on. And that is the reason why I have not done a tutorial. Like I said, I know all the parts, right? Then you get to this little funky part. Right? So that's, so lie to me. Like they do it in the factory. And make me listen just for a minute, right? Make me think there's some truth in it. Come on and lay with me. So like I said, the chords are only B minor to G major to F major. F sharp major, I'm sorry. So... and that's it. So you just gotta play on these, all these melodies. Right? So once again, B, G, F sharp. Right then. Right then, experiences have a lasting impression. And that's when you do this. Right? So that's when you're singing that. I can't quite have that down yet, but that's what you're doing. Then you get to the part with... then... Right, and that's Lie to Me. That is from the 1984 album, Some Great Rewards. So that's what we're doing today, people. I was putting together some parts and pieces, working on the arrangements of these songs so that I can eventually do tutorials on all of them. So today we did a little World in My Eyes, which is still parts and pieces. The Fly on the Windscreen. We're working on Lie to Me here. Yesterday I was busting out a little bit of The Chauffeur by Duran Duran, but that one seemed to come together. That one sounded really good, so I don't know if I'm going to do that one again, but let me walk you through. Let's go take a look at Little 15. Now, this one is haunting me because I learned it backwards. Ugh. And so I want to make sure I teach it to you right. So let me go ahead and make sure I'm in the right key. Little 15, I know I wrote you down for sure. Little 15 here is in C sharp minor, so E major, I guess. Let's see if I got it right. Little 15, you help her forget the world outside. You're not part of it yet. Right, so let me get that down. Let me get the key right here. Okay, so it says to change it to E. Well, if it's in C sharp minor, I guess I could change it here and it'll still be right. It should be right then if it's C sharp minor. No, well then it changes the whole thing. Ugh. Sorry, guys. Let's change chordy to... Let's go to E minor, original key, and then let's change chordy here to E, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if this is right. I hope this is right. Okay, so the way I taught it on the channel was like this. Really, it should be backwards. Right down to the B. Okay? So I have to kind of relearn it again so I can teach it again. B. A little 15. So it's right? So I still have to learn how to put those hands together. So where's it at? So Right? So I got to get that part down with the right hand. Because it's like that. So I got to get the hands down. Right? So once I get that part down, then I can do the tutorial. But basically, I'm kind of like working on that. Then you got the, so for the verse, it's little 15, little 15. You help her forget the world outside. You're not part of it yet. And if you could drive, right, you could drive her away to a happier place, to a happier day. Right here, where that exists in your mind and in your smile. She could escape there just for a while. Little 15, then right, so that's what I've got to relearn how to play once we get down to there. And then of course there's a key change in the middle of little 15 also. I think it changes by half a step. So little 15 is going to definitely, I'll have to redo a tutorial, but the one that I have up there will get you started on playing the song. You just have to play the arpeggios backwards. So I want to make a correction on that as soon as possible. Anyway, okay, so I was kind of walking you through some of the songs that I've been doing parts and pieces of. Now let's take a look at The Chauffeur by Duran Duran. This was something I played yesterday, and it really felt good. In light of them touring right now, I think they're on tour, or at least they played over at the Cruel World. They headlined the Cruel World show. This is such a great song. Let me walk you through this. Let's get the right key here. Not sure if I wrote this one down or not, though. I don't think I wrote The Chauffeur down. Let me see what key. I know it's on my YouTube channel, so let me go to my own channel here. And hopefully I don't get in trouble. Let me lower the volume here so it doesn't come out in the stream. I don't know if you can get in trouble for playing your own video, but let's go down to where is The Chauffeur? Okay, let's go to my own lesson here. Oh, nice little Mint Mobile commercial there. Okay, Ryan Reynolds. All right, let's go back to where I say what key it is. Let's see. Do I say? Oh, here we go. D major. Key is D major for The Chauffeur. Okay, perfect. I went to my own YouTube channel to find out. Okay, let's go back. Let's go ahead and set chordy to D major. So like I said, today's show was a little bit different. It was kind of walking you through some of the stuff I'm working on in the background. And there's some good songs. Fly on the Windscreen, World in My Eyes, Enjoy the Silence. I'll finally get a nice arrangement of that going. But let's take a look at The Chauffeur. I did this one yesterday, and it felt really good. Right? E. It's your E minor, actually. Then D. G. And then B. Your D there, G, then B. Oh, where's it at? glides are moving, all looking for a new place to drive. Sit beside me, so newly charming, sweating dewdrops glisten fresh in your side. Let's take this part nice and slow. And the sun drips down, bedding heavy behind. Is it heavy blind? I think it's blind. Okay, and the sun drips down, bedding heavy behind. The front of your dress, all shadowy lined with a droning engine, throbs in time with your beating heart. Isn't that great? All right, so they're driving. So here we go. Let's get to the G. To B. E, nice big jump here. Back to the B. So, and the sun drips down, bedding heavy behind. Front of your dress, all shadowy lined. And the droning engine throbs in time with your beating heart. Way down the lane away, living for another day. The aphids swarm up in the drifting haze. Swim seagull in the sky towards that hollow western isle. My envied lady holds you fast in her gaze. And the sun drips down, bedding heavy behind. Front of your dress, all shadowy lined. And the droning engine throbs in time with your beating heart. And the sun drips down, bedding heavy behind. Front of your dress, all shadowy lined. And the droning engine throbs in time with your beating heart. Sing. Watching lovers part, I hear you smiling, while their splinters lie so deep in your mind, to tear out from your eyes with the thoughts of stiff, unbrooding lies. I only watch you leave me further behind, and the sun drips down, baby. Right? And that is The Chauffeur by Duran Duran. We're going to go ahead and, let's do one more. You know what? I'm such a ham. Let's do a couple more, actually. Let's do Don't Change. This is In Excess now, so we're kind of switching from Depeche Mode. Let me get the key. Don't Change is in the key of A major. Let's go A. And I want to say Don't You Forget About Me is in D, so we might go back to D after. But let's go ahead and do Don't Change. Let's see, it's... All right, so A to F sharp minor to E major down to D to A. Right? I'm standing here on the ground. The sky above won't fall down. I see no evil in all directions. Resolution of happiness. Things Things have been dark for too long. Don't change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Don't change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Right? Isn't that a cool song? That is In Excess. Just kind of walking through the chords right now, right? Let's go to the second verse now. So, I found a love I had lost. Then you go down an A flat. So you go to the F sharp minor. Isn't that nice? So, I found a love I had lost. It had been gone for too long. Then even though we fall in all directions, execution of bitterness, message received loud and clear. Don't change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Don't change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Right? So I'm standing here on the ground. The sky above won't fall down. See no evil in all directions. Resolution of happiness. Things have been dark for too long. I don't change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Change for you. Don't change a thing for me. Right? And that's Don't Change. That's In Excess. We're going to end it there today. This was a nice little kind of recap of some of the songs I've been working on in the background. I want to thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Let's go back to this screen here, so you can see more of my little studio in the background. Like I said, I could switch over to this guy and we could play a little Atari 2600. All I got to do is switch the Elgato back to number 4, I believe. Let's see, input 4 should be the feed to the Atari. Want to take a look at that? Let's go ahead. Let's end the show with a little bit of a Atari 2600 here. Let's see if I can keep my cans on. Okay, so we're going to go to this camera now. Let me turn up. Check 1. Let me see. Check 1, check 2. Check 1, check 2. Let's bring up this microphone now. Check 1. Okay, so now you can hear me over here. And if I hit the button, is it this one or this one? This one here. Let's see if we can get any sound. I don't think we can get any sound out of this, though. The thing I have the sound routed through isn't working. Let's see. Am I dying already? Yeah, I think I am. I never understood people like wanting to watch people play video games, but this is a classic from 1982 here. Ah! I suck at this. Anyway, so I'm supposed to be looking in this camera over here, as you can see, but I have to get the microphone situation worked out. So anyway, let's try to play a little bit of the Miss Pac-Man before I die too much. Oh my gosh, I already died. Okay, let's try this again. See if I can do it. Ready and go. I don't have any sound though. My little sound device that I'm feeding the sound through died on me. It was a little mini DVD player.
That's how I was routing it into the stream. So I was pulling sound out of the DVD player into like a DI box, and then, yeah, nerd talk here. Anyway, okay, so let's end the show. I just wanted to show you my little Atari 2600. We'll be adding retro gaming to the show soon. Let me turn around now. All right, let's go back. Check 1, check 2. Hello, hello. Okay, so like I said, we'll be adding some retro games and things like that from the 80s. Some of my favorite stuff, but let's go ahead and switch this back now. Okay, switch my Elgato back. There we go. Little piano tutorials. So for now, today we were working on some songs. Just songs that I've been wanting to learn forever. Right? A little fly in the windscreen, a little world in my eyes. Right? Right? And then what else did we do? We did a little Enjoy the Silence. Enjoy the silence. All right. So anyway, thank you for stopping by. We will see you. Let's see. When am I back? Tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Yeah, let's do it again tomorrow. I should be available sometime in the morning tomorrow. Probably around 8 o'clock again. I think my loved ones, if she has the day off, she'll sleep in. So maybe I'll get up early, but we'll see. Maybe around 8 o'clock in the morning. So thank you. Have a blessed and happy day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.